And so the best thing to do to prevent it is to, if you're just a casual visitor of national parks, is to wear separate clothing to each park if you're planning to go into caves.
Yeah, so you just really have to be aware of where your items are going. Specifically, I would stress more boots than anything. So when I would do, interpretive talks, I'm talking to people. I want to mention gear. So people are like, "Oh, my T-shirt's fine. It's new, whatever." Most people forget about things like cell phones. Some people switch cell phones quite frequently. Other people, they hold on to them. And when you're going into a cave, especially now, you tell people, "Hey, bring a flashlight." "Oh, I've got my phone." "Okay, well, was it in the cave?" People like taking pictures. So cell phones are often things that people forget that I bring into everywhere I go. And all of a sudden, I was in Carlsbad and I was taking pictures, and all of a sudden, I'm going to use it here for a flashlight, but it's not something that necessarily registers with them. They don't think about it right away. So those are the things that I like to stress. Boots are another thing. You have your favorite pair of boots that you go everywhere with. Decontamination it's a tool. So some parks you will go to, they have decontamination mats. You stand in this mat of whatever chemical it is. Sometimes it honestly looks like Dawn dish detergent. I don't know what they're using, but it isn't the ideal situation. Decontamination is never the first line of defense. So using equipment specifically for different areas. So if you have your Idaho, caving boots, you travel the country, that's great. Use those in Idaho. So I travel to a lot of different states I work in. I don't like using the same gear, whether it's a white nose state or not. I'm not wearing my same boots. I like my boots. I like my gloves. I have very specific caving gloves that I like to use, but I don't want to bring it into from cave to cave or from state to state. So dedicated equipment is often a very effective approach. It's not feasible for everybody, but it's a little easier than you'd think. What I find is that most people, they're very willing to stay out of it. I understand that people come here almost specifically for caves, right? That's what an attraction is, Craters of the Moon. However, a lot of people that visit national parks, they really do care about the environment and wildlife. They just might not necessarily be aware of certain aspects of it. So when you stress why, that's the importance. So with white nose, for me, the greatest defense really is outreach and talking with that exposure, because most people, they really do care about that. Some people, they hate them, and there is a lot of misinformation that we have to combat. But if you can talk with most people, they're willing to listen, and they realize that as much as I want to go take a picture for Instagram in a cave, I care about the environment and these poor little bats. I don't want to hurt them, so I'm okay. I'm going to exclude myself. Other people, well, this is our family vacation. I don't care. My kids, they're going in a cave.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And then the parents get mad at the kid because the kid's like, "No, we just went to lava beds," and you're like, "Yeah, you did." So it happens.
If I take my phone into a cave, is there any decontamination to do with the phone? I obviously can't boil my phone for 20
totally
minutes.
Boil it. Well, I don't see any
I'd
problems.
kill all of it right though. Yeah.
You're not gonna have it.
Yeah.
So wipes, ethanol wipes or hydrogen peroxide wipes are your most effective tool. So you wipe it down. You follow the drying procedures. So nobody ever looks at like Clorox wipes and reads, the drying times associated. But if you actually do and follow that, we find that there is a very, it's more effective than nothing, right? So if you're going to take your phone with you everywhere, might purchase some 3% hydrogen peroxide wipes. Was it 70% ethanol wipes? Wipe your stuff down. It certainly helps. And again, are you always getting covered in white nose spores even if you enter a cave that has it? No, but there's the opportunity, and that's what we're trying to mitigate.